America's $90 million F-15EX fighters are leaking fuel like broken faucets, and no one knows why. Brand new fighters, fuel pouring out uncontrollably. Boeing's $90 million F-15EX Eagle II faces a problem so bizarre, engineers are baffled. These jets use the same fuel system that's worked flawlessly for 40 years. Qatar flies the same design with zero issues. But in America, fuel streaming at dangerous rates. Multiple aircraft grounded. Fuel vents that should drip occasionally are now gushing like garden hoses. Nobody expected this. Boeing still doesn't know why. The F-15EX was supposed to be foolproof, a proven design with decades of success. Instead, we're seeing one of the most unexpected failures in modern fighter history. A fuel system disaster leaving America's newest jets helpless while engineers scramble for answers. Think our military deserves fighters that actually work? Type proud in the comments. The impossible failure. August 2025. Multiple F-15EX fighters suddenly develop fuel venting so severe they're immediately grounded. How? The F-15 fuel system is one of aviation's most proven designs. 40 years of flawless operation, thousands of flights, combat missions, training sorties. Boeing copied the exact system into the F-15EX. Same components, same engineering. Qatar's F-15QA? Zero problems. Saudi F-15SA? No issues. But in the US? Fuel streaming like a tap left open. Not normal venting. Not occasional drips. Excessive, continuous discharge. Unsafe to fly. The shocking discovery. Boeing suspects entire batches of defective valves may have been installed. Brand new fighters with faulty components. Components that passed factory tests, flew from Boeing to Air Force bases without issue, then suddenly failed at operational units. Ground crews found fuel pooling under aircraft that should have been dry, streaming from wingtips faster than anyone had seen. Boeing engineers are testing multiple fixes because they don't know the root cause. The builders of these jets can't figure out why their own fuel system is failing. Why no one saw this coming. The F-15EX was marketed as the ultimate low-risk fighter. Boeing's pitch: take a proven design, add modern electronics, deliver ready-to-fly reliability. No experimental tech, no untested systems, just decades of proven engineering. Military planners loved it. After years of delays and overruns in other programs, the F-15EX promised immediate, reliable capability. The fuel system, especially, seemed bulletproof. F-15s have flown in every environment. Desert heat, Arctic cold, high-G maneuvers, even combat damage. The fuel venting system always worked. Qatar's F-15QA incorporates most of the same improvements as the American version and has flown since 2020 with zero fuel issues. So what went wrong? Manufacturing quality control. Components that should work perfectly are failing, pointing to basic production problems. Investigations focus on valve torque and connector issues, fundamental manufacturing errors that shouldn't reach operational aircraft. Even more alarming, multiple jets failed simultaneously, suggesting systemic issues, not isolated mistakes. Entire batches of defective valves may have been installed unnoticed. Military officials are shocked that such basic failures could happen on a proven design. These aren't experimental systems. They're standard components that worked for 40 years. What happens when a fighter jet built to perfection suddenly can't hold its fuel? The investigation uncovered shocking details about the F-15EX fuel venting crisis. These weren't random mechanical failures. They were preventable manufacturing errors that should never have left the factory. Boeing found fuel system connectors weren't torqued to spec, meaning either procedures weren't followed or they were flawed. Either way, it's a fundamental breakdown in quality control. It gets worse. Some jets may have received valves from defective batches. Boeing is now questioning whether supplier oversight was enough to catch these flaws before installation. Think about it. Brand new fighters worth nearly $100 million each, delivered with fuel systems improperly assembled. Seals were loose, valves malfunctioned, and Boeing's own inspectors missed it. Every F-15EX goes through extensive testing, including fuel checks before delivery. Yet multiple jets with serious fuel issues passed inspection and reached operational units. Military investigators are asking tough questions. Are Boeing's quality controls really up to modern fighter standards? Here's what makes it infuriating. These problems were entirely preventable. Torque specs exist. Quality checks exist. Supplier oversight exists. Somehow, all safeguards failed at once, creating a perfect storm of errors that nobody expected. Even more alarming, Boeing knew about potential supplier issues but didn't act fast enough. Delivery schedules apparently took priority over quality. The result? Fuel venting so severe some jets couldn't fly safely. The Oregon Air National Guard's 142nd Fighter Wing received some of the first operational F-15EX aircraft. These were meant to be the pride of the fleet, replacing aging F-15CS. Instead, ground crews found fuel puddles under planes that should have been mission-ready. Even more shocking, the problem only appeared after jets reached operational bases. They flew safely from Boeing, then suddenly started venting fuel. Boeing is racing to understand why fuel systems that passed factory tests fail in operational conditions. The leading theory: valve defects that only show up under certain real-world stresses. This means other jets might carry hidden risks, appearing fine until the problem suddenly hits. The Air Force has launched extra inspections on all F-15EX. Military officials are treating every delivered jet as potentially faulty. International customers like Israel are watching closely. They've ordered similar jets. Boeing's long-standing reputation for reliability is under fire. The most shocking part? This disaster was entirely avoidable. Every failing component has worked perfectly in previous F-15s. Every procedure has been used successfully for decades. This isn't a tech problem, it's a quality control failure. Why did it happen? The F-15EX fuel crisis is unprecedented. Planners chose the EX to minimize tech risks, using proven designs. Yet the fuel system failed in ways that had never happened before, despite millions of flight hours accumulated by previous F-15 variants since the 1980s. When a fighter jet fails before it even takes off, the consequences aren't just technical. They shake trust in the entire defense system. Script, condensed and streamlined. They've flown in desert heat, Arctic cold, high and low altitudes, in training and in combat. Through it all, the F-15's fuel system never failed. Yet Boeing somehow broke a design that had proven bulletproof for decades, through manufacturing mistakes that multiple layers of quality control should have caught. It's like following a 40-year-old recipe perfectly and still burning the meal. The shocking part isn't just that the fuel system failed. It's how it failed, revealing deep flaws in Boeing's manufacturing process. When assembly steps aren't followed, supplier quality isn't checked, and inspections miss obvious problems, it shows a systemic breakdown nobody expected. Military officials admit they never imagined Boeing could mishandle a proven design. The plan assumed technological risk had been eliminated, but manufacturing risk stepped in instead. Even stranger, Boeing had built similar aircraft for international customers without issues. F-15QA lines were smooth, F-15SA deliveries went off without a hitch. Nothing suggested American F-15EX production would hit these failures. The fuel venting crisis forced military planners to face a harsh truth. Even proven designs can fail catastrophically if manufacturing quality slips. Military's reaction. The Air Force acted fast. Jets were grounded, inspections ordered, overseas deployments delayed. Kadena Air Base in Japan, set to receive F-15EX fighters for America's Pacific strategy, now faces uncertainty. Officials are furious. The F-15EX was chosen to avoid technological risk, yet they're stuck with preventable manufacturing failures. Grounding brand new fighters sends a grim message about U.S. defense industrial reliability. Yet the military is moving forward. Congress increased funding to 129 jets, betting Boeing can fix its manufacturing flaws. Canceling the program isn't an option. Older F-15s are retiring, and there's no immediate replacement. Veterans and enthusiasts alike are stunned that a system so reliable could fail due to basic assembly errors. Implications for defense. This isn't just a technical hiccup, it's a wake-up call. When a leading fighter manufacturer can't build a proven design correctly, it exposes deeper risks for next-gen programs. Critical deployments are delayed, confidence is shaken, and international allies are watching. The most alarming part? This failure was supposed to be impossible. Quality control exists to catch errors before planes fly. When it fails, it's a systemic problem, not a one-off mistake. Military faith in Boeing shows necessity, but also how limited options are when contractors can't meet basic standards. Pilots rely on these aircraft, and when trust breaks, so does confidence in American defense. The F-15EX fuel crisis proves even the most proven systems can collapse under poor manufacturing. Boeing is racing to fix it, but grounded jets have already damaged trust. America's newest fighters, halted by fuel leaks, are a stark reminder. Reliability isn't just about design, it's about execution.